When you know that you are queer, but your favorite drink is beer, that's gayish. You can bottom without stopping, but you can't stand going shopping, that's gayish. Oh, gayish, you're probably gayish. Well, life's just too short for narrow stereotypes, so it's gayish. We're also gayish. It's Gayish with Mike and Kyle.
Hello, everyone in the podcast universe. This is Gayish.
The podcast that tickles your taint.
Well, depends on where you put the headphones.
Depends on and the size of the headphones that you have. That was from Brandon. Thanks, Brandon.
Thanks, Brandon.
Yeah.
I'm Mike Johnson.
I'm Kyle Getz.
We're here to bridge the gap between sexuality and actuality. Today,
we're
going to talk about gin.
We're going to talk about...
Okay.
We're going to talk about...
Calm down, bitch. Which is better, gin or sobriety?
Oh.
Yeah, see?
Boy, that's a rough question.
I'm here for the roughest questions, Kyle.
That hurt me. Wow, what a good podcasting question. What a good thought starter.
Great, excellent. But first, don't think yet.
Okay. I wish everyone said that to me always.
Yeah, we have 100 words.
Yeah,
we have 100 words. And yeah.
And here it goes.
Well, okay, it came to us in an email from Squoggle, who's one of our super gap bridgers. Mm-hmm. And the subject line, I have to read it.
I know you do.
It says...
Because you're you.
Subject, 100 words email that is exactly that, but the subject line is not included, so I have made it very long. I'm here for that. Here we go. Mike, my 40th birthday aligns with the release of this episode. One of the ways I would like to celebrate this milestone is to use your hole to wish myself a happy birthday. Don't you worry, Kyle. I made sure this email, excluding the subject line, is exactly 100 words. Happy 40th birthday, Squoggle. Kyle, would you also like to wish Squoggle a happy birthday? Cue awkward silence or stammering from Kyle here. Thanks again for the great podcast. I'm really looking forward to the Gayish RV book and show tour next year. Your parasocial friend and patron, Squoggle. Happy birthday, Squoggle.
Happy birthday, Squoggle.
If gay death is 30, you're extra dead now.
Oh, wow. What a way to celebrate. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy gay birthday.
And thanks for using my hole.
Yeah.
It feels good.
Oh, you like it?
Yeah. I guess that's it.
Yeah.
Happy Bisexual Awareness Week.
Okay. We've kind of not recognized anything for maybe the past year or two, but let's get back in it for the bisexuals.
Yeah, we should have a gay calendar.
Yeah. But only the important ones, because there's gay events that happen every other day. So we need to find what are the big ones that we really need to care about. And I think Bisexual Awareness Week is one of the big ones that we should care about.
I mean, I guess they are one of the letters.
They are one of the letters. Without them, they're just LGT.
I took my pills today. I promise I took my pills today.
I keep telling you, don't take your pills before we record.
It's better?
Yeah.
Okay, great. And now, the news.
Wow.
Shut your mouth hole. It's time for your ear holes. News.
News the first.
Great.
This is similar to a story that we heard from some other state that's terrible. But a federal judge in Indiana has granted a preliminary injunction requiring the Indiana Department of Corrections to provide gender-affirming care for transgender inmate Autumn Cordeleone.
Yay. That sounds good, right?
Good.
Yes. Great.
Well, born of terrible circumstances, Cordeleone is a trans woman who is currently incarcerated in a facility for men. Challenged the constitutionality of Indiana's 2023 law that bans gender-affirming surgery for prisoners. United States District Court Judge Richard L. Young ruled on Tuesday that the state's ban on gender-affirming surgery likely violates the Constitution's 8th Amendment prohibition against cruel and unusual punishment and the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment because the care is deemed necessary.
Right. That's what people need to realize about trans healthcare is that it is necessary.
Yeah.
It is part of forming a complete healthy human person.
The right has done a really good job in the shittiest fucking fucked up way possible of making it seem like it's this optional thing that they just do on a whim because they
to children.
To children at apparently in the gymnasium
at the school.
It's often life saving.
Yeah.
Cordileone was diagnosed with gender dysphoria in 2020 and has faced multiple suicide attempts and incidents of self-harm due to the severity of her condition. Hormone therapy has provided some relief, but Cordileone and her doctors have argued that surgery is essential for her mental and physical well-being. This is so far just focused on her and her case, but it's likely that she is not the only person that is going through similar circumstances in the state of Indiana.
What, Mike?
Well, there's this ongoing problem. Like, this poor person is the intersection of two. I don't know what she's accused of. Did it even say in this article? I don't know why she's in prison, but I don't care.
Right.
There is this like thing that apparently it's okay to think that prisoners deserve less or are less than human, like don't care about their rights or their experience or their needs. Like it's just really, I think it's shitty. Perhaps she's guilty of something heinous and deserves to be in there, but that doesn't mean that she deserves to be treated any less than a human. She deserves care, especially medical care. Yeah. And anyway.
Yeah, totally agree.
But yeah, to the intersection of like being a prisoner and being trans, like right now is like two big social stigmas that lead her, I'm sure, to be overlooked and trodden on. And so I'm glad to hear that this is moving forward the way it's moving forward.
Prison must suck.
Yeah. Like it might be hot for like a day or two, but then like after that, not fun.
After the first like honeymoon period of 24 hours.
Do you think that we could make money if we had like a gayish prison camp weekend? Where we like got some kind of a place and then like hired people to play the wardens, and I think I'm onto something.
I think you are.
I think people would pay a lot of money,
and we'd call it My Gayish Weekend.
Yes, exactly.
And it'd be a weekend affair where you could pretend to be in prison for a hot minute.
Yeah.
And then go back into the world. I like this.
Okay. Well, stay tuned, everybody.
More coming soon.
News the second.
Yeah.
A special needs educator in California is suing her former school district employer, alleging she was harassed and demoted because she is a lesbian who opposed the board's reported anti-LGBTQ policies. Rose Tagnesi filed the lawsuit against the Grossmont Union High School District in San Diego Superior Court last month. Now, she alleges multiple instances of harassment because of her sexual identity, as well as retaliation for her opposition to the conservative school board's anti-LGBTQ agenda. But in it, she alleges that school board trustee Jim Kelly called her and a female staffer witches who were members of an LGBTQ coven.
Okay, she's a lesbian, so that might be true, but still, you can't say it.
Yeah. Or fire her because.
Or fire her. Oh, right.
Yeah. She also claims that trustee called the staffer hot and said that she was not qualified for her position, that she was just there for her looks. In another incident, she alleges that she was told to keep a low profile regarding her sexual identity. Like, don't be too visible.
Don't be too out.
Don't be too out. Of course, the dickbag fuckface asshole, the alleged dickbag fuckface asshole, denies it all. Quote, anyone can allege anything in a complaint, regardless of how false, Kelly wrote in an email to KGTV. He expressed confidence that he and the district will be vindicated during litigation.
That's what they always say before someone rules against them.
Right. Yeah. There's a very sad story about this kid who was apparently the victim of sex trafficking, who was a student at that school, and there's a bunch of like back and forth about whether she was involved as this person's teacher or like could have done more or should have done things differently. It's
That's a weird wrinkle in the story.
Yeah, at a school board meeting in February, this student's family and their supporters blamed her and the principal and another special education director, saying that they failed to protect the student, and claimed that the actions of an administrator and student at the school directly contributed to her being lured into an RV by a person experiencing homelessness, and that ultimately led to her being kidnapped and potentially sex trafficked.
Wow. This turned into a true crime TV show.
Yeah. Which maybe the coven needed a sacrifice
Yep.
of some kind. I don't know.
Yeah.
But apparently things have just gotten out of hand and resulted in this lesbian being accused of being a witch.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. In California, that's the other thing. San Diego that is not Indiana.
Right.
Like what is happening?
What is happening in the world?
Well, news the third, what's happening is that Joe Biden that's our president.
Yeah.
By the way, in case you forgot who
currently.
that is. Because
So irrelevant.
he announced that he was going to step down, and now I haven't heard a peep. Anyway, President Biden has made history by getting the 12th LGBTQ plus judge confirmed by the Senate.
Wow.
Making him the president with the most such judicial nominations to be successful. So by 52-41 vote, Mary Kay Costello, a military veteran and former assistant U.S. attorney and totes lesbo, was confirmed as the district court judge in the Eastern District of Pennsylvania.
But I'm frustrated. Great. Good news. Let me bring it down a little bit. It's a military veteran. Of course, like there's a certain kind of gay that they like.
Oh, sure.
And it's not the flamers, and it's not the like leftists, and it's not the, there's just, they always got to be veterans because to make up for their gayness.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. And she kind of looks like Rachel Maddow,
Yeah.
Like not really, but she definitely looks lesbian, but like in the most acceptable form of lesbian.
Yeah.
But I guess you kind of have to be a judge. Anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
So where am I going to go with this? Oh, yeah. So the last president to hold the record was President Barack Obama, of course, who had a total of 11 confirmed out judges. Former President Clinton only had one.
Hey.
Which it was the 90s.
Asshole. Oh, you sure?
And former President Dickbag Fuckface Asshole only had two. Which I'm surprised it was that many, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, that's the news.
That's the news. Speaking of people that aren't dickbag fuckface assholes, I want to thank the following new Patreon member. Thank you to James Stewart.
Jimmy Stewart.
I like how you said that too. If you want to use Mike's hole,
use it.
Yeah, Mike likes it. Get ad-free episodes a day early. Get bonus episodes. We have 60 bonus episodes.
Do we?
Yeah. We have 59. I'm about to release our 60th episode, bonus episode.
And
so
we didn't even do a special announcement or a party or anything.
We'll do it for our 100th bonus episode. We'll do a party.
Okay.
But we got a ton of bonus content. If you want to go to patreon.com/gayish podcast.
Yeah, do it.
Do you want to talk about gin?
All right, Kyle, let's talk about gin.
You
hate it.
Yes.
Okay.
This was a survey request.
It was a survey request.
So thank you to whoever requested this.
It's the gift that keeps on giving us bad ideas for episodes. So here we are.
Here we are. Yeah, it's gross.
Okay.
It tastes like dishwashing liquid threw up in itself.
That's not true. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Unfortunately, it is. It tastes like something I wouldn't wish upon my worst enemies.
Is it the worst thing that you've put in your mouth that is booze?
Oh, okay. I was starting to go through my Rolodex of things that have been in my mouth, and
this weekend alone.
just this weekend. What alcohol is worse than this?
Whiskey? You make faces at whiskey.
Yeah, but I would rather have whiskey than this for sure.
Okay, Fireball?
Fireball's great. I love Fireball. It's tasty.
Do you want to do some shots of Fireball later?
Yeah, let's do. How about right now to get me ready to talk about gin? No, gin is disgusting. How do you feel about gin?
I mean, by itself, I would never have a shot of gin, but I think that as a ingredient in a cocktail, it's actually pretty fucking great. I like a gin and tonic. Love a gin and tonic. Like bee's knees. Love a bee's knees.
I don't know what that is.
It's a gin drink.
I assumed. Thank you, Mike. I assumed as much. Does it have honey in it?
Has honey syrup and lemon.
Okay. Tastes good with vodka. That's okay. That's my reaction to most gin drinks. Oh, that would be really good if it had vodka instead.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're not the only person that has that opinion.
Yeah,
but like, I don't know. It's good. No, okay.
Yeah. Before looking up any info on this, when you first started, what was your stereotype of gin, gay or straight?
Okay. So it's like a back and forth kind of a thing, right? Like on the one hand, it is booze, and booze is automatically gay.
Yeah, that's very true.
Because for all the alcoholic straight people I know, my gay friends can drink them under the table and still function at work the next day, which is impressive.
Yeah.
Also, gin is this like gin and tonic is about the only thing that most people know to put it in, and that's a straight guy barbecue drink.
Oh,
like summertime, it's crisp. It's straight dudes drink gin and tonics on their porch. Also, gin though has like a lot of like fruity ass frou-frou cocktails that come in like weird glasses that like that's top shelf faggotry right there.
I want a t-shirt that says top shelf faggotry.
All right. Be careful
liquor all over it. Yeah.
So I don't know. What do you think?
I had a straight stereotype of gin.
Okay.
My straight friend likes gin. My straight coworker that I used to work with always ordered a Hendrix.
Okay.
And so that's my like, oh, that's a nice gin kind of in my mind just because of one friend. I even went on a date this past week, and with
Bragger.
a bar. Thank you. I had to work that in somewhere with a bartender and asked him, what's your stereotype of gin? And he said also stereotypically straight, that straight guys tend to order it from him. And so in my mind, then anytime we talk about something that in my mind is stereotypically straight, it also is a masked lesbian thing. So I just thought maybe it might be like a lesbian stereotype as well. Okay. So that was what I thought about this going into it.
Okay. Do you have gayta on that?
I have some gayta. I'll tell you whether that's true or not.
Well, first, per usual, we're going to do the history of gin.
Okay.
Do you know how gin is made, Kyle? Like, what makes a gin a gin?
I don't know. Botanicals and floor cleaner.
Exactly right. Yeah.
Pour some bleach into a field of flowers and then spit it up. I don't know.
Yeah, it has. Yes. There are legal definitions of gin depending on the jurisdiction, but for the most part, gin is just a spirit, so that higher than 40% alcohol by volume, 80 proof or more, that is flavored by juniper berries, which, if you've ever seen a juniper bush, it's basically like a pine tree that didn't make it. Like it's a shrub that wants to be a tree someday, maybe.
No,
but it has little berries on it, and you can use those to make gin, or at least to flavor gin. So a lot of people will say that they think that gin tastes like a pine tree, and they're not totally off base by saying that.
Oh, okay. That's where I'm getting the cleaner solution from.
Yeah, it's like pine sol. If you like, there's a hint of pine sol in this. That's probably why.
Okay, that makes sense.
Now, gin is, depending on who you ask, because these things can be pretty difficult to pin down sometimes, gin might be older than vodka.
Wow.
So the earliest known reference to gin is it's called Genever, and it appears in the 13th century Encyclopedia der Naturenblume.
Sure.
And it was made by monks, which that's not gay. Butch
it's like
dudes
a witch coven for dudes
in robes.
Yeah.
Just getting hammered all day.
Yeah. Sounds fun.
Polishing wood. But yeah, but they were trying to make medicine, hence the juniper. So if you
again, yes, this is all adding up as to why this tastes so bad. Okay, they were trying to make medicine.
They were trying to make medicine. Juniper was supposed to be a like a cure for all kinds of things: coughs, colds, pain, strain, ruptures, cramps, and the Romans even like lit juniper branches on fire to cleanse things or purify things. You know, plague doctors, like during the Black Plague, the doctor, they had the long like beaky noses on them. That's because they thought that disease was transmitted via smells. And so those big long beak things were often like filled with things to make the air not smell like the smell that was going to give you plague, because they didn't know how it worked. And plague doctors would put juniper berries or leaves, branches inside of their masks to protect them from Black Death.
And it worked great, and everyone was fine.
Yeah, nothing bad happened after that. Now, there is a story about Franciscus Sylvius, a physician who supposedly invented gin in the mid-17th century, and that is incorrect. There are older references to gin that far predate this person. But it is interesting I think it's interesting that the word gin is actually a shortening of Giniver, which is a Anglicization of juniper. So when you say juniper bush, the June part of juniper and to gin, that's all the same thing.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting.
Thanks,
Kyle.
Kyle.
I'll give you that.
I appreciate that.
No problem.
Meanwhile, vodka also goes back to the 13th century-ish, but was like way more different than gin is now. Modern gin and gin from the 13th century are closer than 13th century vodka is to vodka now.
Again, yeah, they made it and they were like, sure, we'll just stick with this gin. And vodka, they improved it and made it taste better.
Now, vodka, I didn't know this, and you know me, I love languages or whatever. Vodka in a lot of languages translates as burning water.
I love that.
Or fire water. And I find that vodka burns. Like straight vodka hurts my mouth hole.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
In ways that like other spirits don't, at least not to the same extent.
Unless you get, okay, that's true. I was going to say, you can get classier ones that burn a little less, depending on the quality of the vodka you get.
But like we're also all vodka tastes the same. Not good. Like I would never just drink vodka.
No.
And everybody's like, "Oh, you've never had like quadruple distilled ass vodka from Russia." Like, no, it's still terrible.
Russian vodka is gross. It's made out of potatoes. Potato vodka is disgusting.
Yeah. Well, also, vodka doesn't have that strong of a flavor, which is why we put it in everything, because like it makes it easier to hide.
Yeah, I just want the taste of the cocktail, not the actual vodka.
Yeah. I want juice that fucks me up. Anyway, so gin has been around for a really, really long time, and but we have to talk about the British. At some point, it became like basically the drink of England, and it's all the Jacobites and blah blah blah, a bunch of stuff. Not interested in any of that. But basically, the monarch put a big old tax on brandy, which is what people were getting fucked up on. And at the same time, they allowed unlicensed gin production. Basically, people could make their own gin in their bathtub and not get in trouble with the crown. So they started doing that, and they started doing that a lot. So much so that the period from 1695 to 1735 is known as the gin craze.
I started reading things about this and then stopped because I was like, one, I don't want to read more.
It's boring, so Mike will talk about it.
And then two, Mike is definitely going to talk about this. Okay, I'm glad you are, though.
Yeah, so I wasn't quite sure how to fit this into the conversation, but basically gin was so low price, and you could even make it yourself, not safely, but whatever, that it began to be associated with poor people and other sort of low-class, pedestrian, undesirable parts of society. And it is interesting, I think, that like gay people have been in this sort of less than desirable part of like society. Like we're always hanging out with, like historically way back in the day, we're being found in neighborhoods that are bohemian nature. So a lot of immigrants, a lot of people of color, a lot of like sex workers, those kinds of places are the places that gay people were sort of relegated to also. And this is very much where like the gin craze is happening. So
I expected us to have better taste than this. I'm so disappointed in us as a people.
Well, you know, I think again, better than being sober, even if you don't like gin.
Yeah. A tax on things to try to prevent behavior usually ends up being a tax on the poor.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Like the stuff, we just had a thing in Washington not too long ago about whether we were going to tax sugary beverages or not, right? Yeah. And like, it's wild because there's like poor folks for whom like that's a huge percentage of their caloric intake is sugar in soda because it's cheap. It's so cheap per calorie or whatever. Anyway, so at the time of the gin craze, there were 15,000 or so drinking establishments in London. And if you don't include coffee shops or drinking chocolate shops, over half of them were gin shops.
Wow. Gin shop. Wow.
Yeah.
Specifically dedicated to gin.
Yep.
That's wild.
Yep. And do you know, I'm old and I read a lot of history, so there's like phrases that I'm familiar with that I don't know if are like still enough part of the modern lexicon or whatever but do you know the phrase gin joint? Like, that's not a thing?
No, that sounds like going to a weed shop and they'd be like, you can try this gin joint. And I'd be like, I don't want that. Give me something that tastes better.
There's the purple kush and then there's the gin joint.
Yeah.
Gin joint is like that's a bar with like a air of disreputability associated with it. Anyway, so gin during the gin craze got to be blamed for all kinds of shit and might be sort of the nucleus of what ultimately ended up being the temperance movement and getting prohibition going in different parts of the world. But the magistrates in Middlesex, the region of England, said that gin was, quote, the principal cause of all the vice and debauchery committed among the inferior sort of people.
Wow. You get to blame everything on gin. It's like immigrants today. Like, let's just blame all our problems on this.
Absolutely. And maybe gin was responsible for all of the faggotry too. Yeah. Right? Like just gotta clean it up. Yeah. Quote, it is with the deepest concern your committee observed the strong inclination of the inferior sort of people to these destructive liquors, and how surprisingly this infection has spread within these few years. It is scarce possible for persons in low life to go anywhere or to be anywhere without being drawn in to taste, and by degrees to like and approve of this pernicious liquor. A bunch of laws are passed that made gin more expensive and get taxed. Some of those caused riots. People were rioting in the streets because they're like, you can't take my gin away.
Not my gin.
Yeah, stay away from the gin, man.
Yeah.
But gin was sort of a like second class booze for a long time. But since 2013, gin has been on the rise. And some of it's because gin now is not just gin, but has a whole bunch of like different flavors. And there's like fruit flavored gins that you can find, and gin based liqueurs that are like slow gin, that kind of stuff that really is getting popular again. But the other thing that I wanted to talk about before I get out of the history part and let you talk about gayta is that gin is probably where we get the phrase liquid courage,
Oh, interesting.
which Lord knows I need that when I talk to go-go boys.
I need that when I exist.
Right. But yeah, liquid courage. So because gin came from Jennifer, which is Genever, which is a Dutch invention. The Dutch invented it. There's this story that's probably true that English soldiers fighting in the Anglo-Dutch wars started talking about Dutch courage, and Dutch courage was this like ability of Dutch soldiers to like kick ass, and it started to be ascribed to them getting a little liquored up before battle, and what they were drinking was gin. So anyway, yeah. So when you say liquid courage, when you like, you know, tip back a couple because you're about to go do something that's nerve-wracking to you, that whole concept came from gin.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Mike.
Sure. I can't find anything gay about it except that like gays lived in these shitty neighborhoods where everybody was drinking gin. Apparently,
That seems pretty gay.
Okay.
The whole like undesirables drinking gin seems like it's a gay part of the history.
yeah.
I wrote this quote about the history from cocktail consultant T. Fogner.
Okay.
Gin's history is complicated and dramatic and involves alchemists, in other words, gay. So they thought that gin's history was pretty gay.
Okay.
I was reading a thing about why different spirits were gay. Let's talk about the gayta.
Let's talk about the gayta. The gays agree with you. I'm wrong. Case closed.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Let's dig in together and find out.
Let's do it.
I keep referencing this same thing. It is United States Preferred Alcoholic Drinks, published in 2011 by Sexual Orientation. It's what I always go to when we talk about alcohol, and it won't show me the source unless I pay money to them.
Yeah.
So
Do you go there for ideas?
no. Eventually we'll knock everything on their survey down. But so it has people's preferences of drink by orientation, and you can select multiple drinks. Like
Okay.
the numbers add up to more than 100%. So you can select multiple preferred drinks.
Okay.
So for gin, straight men that prefer it, 13%.
Okay. Seems insulting.
Low, yeah. Gay men, 24%.
Yeah. Drink that, gays. Okay, is it just because the gays, when they take the survey, they just like check them all? They're like, yes.
I'll tell you more about how it stacks up for gay men.
Okay, great.
But gay men, yeah, straight men 13, gay men 24. So we are 11 percentage points more likely to drink gin.
Great.
Straight women, 9%.
Okay. That, at least in the straight world, is maybe closer than I thought it was going to be. Like, I think of it as a dude drink, but apparently not.
Yeah, same. And then lesbians, 12%.
Okay.
So lesbians are straight men 13, lesbians 12. So they're in line with each other. Even so, my perception that something that's straight correlates to lesbian,
yeah.
Something that's straight dude correlates to lesbian. Maybe that still holds true because they're on the same page about gin.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. So then I looked just at gay men and thought, okay, we're out of all four of those. Sorry, bisexuals. Sorry, trans people. Sorry, anyone, two-spirit people. Anyone else. Yeah.
Okay.
We just study these four. Asexuals. Out of these four groups, gay men were the highest percentage. So yeah, how does this stack up for gay men? Where does this fall in their preference for other liquors? Because they certainly prefer other liquors more.
Oh.
So
certainly,
of course, they obvi. So I just looked at gay men's rankings of all the different alcohols, and wine was number one at 47%.
Okay.
Next was vodka at 45%.
Wait, it's 40. Oh, he said 47.
Yeah.
Okay, I heard 41 for some reason. My brain. So I was like, "You're going in the wrong direction, Kyle." Okay, great, got it.
I'm right.
I'm with
wrong.
you. Yes.
Great.
Yes.
Beer 43%.
Okay. See.
Those are the top three. Beer's gayer than I imagine.
Mm-hmm.
And then I didn't do and then those are the top three. The very last preference for gay men is gin at 24%.
Okay. Sorry, gays.
So it's both gay and not gay in that we prefer it more than others, but it's our least preferred drink. So
Yeah. Like gay men prefer fill in the blank. Yes. Right.
So I did the same thing for lesbians, and their top three were beer at 59%, wine at 51%, vodka at 44%, and then very last was gin at 12%.
Okay. Wow.
So another place where it's last for the gays.
Okay.
For straight men, gin was tied for last with champagne and sparkling wine.
Too gay. The bubbles make it too gay. That's why it's all the way down to the bottom for the straight dudes.
Wait, the sparkling wine for sure, champagne and sparkling wine, but gin.
Yeah, no. Sorry, I wasn't explaining the gin. Okay, great. It tastes gross. People don't like it. That's fine. No, I just was like, why champagne? And
The bubbles are gay.
The bubbles are gay.
Oh, for sure. And then straight women, gin was second to last at 9%. The last one for straight women is whiskey. So they take that whiskey, you motherfucker. So even gin is just not preferred in the U.S. is the summary.
Yeah. How about in the UK? Do you have any of that? Oh,
Well, let me look through my data.
I don't know, Kyle.
No,
You've got like a fucking stack. You look like Walter Cronkite over there with like.
And now the news. Isn't that what he says?
Oh, I thought you were going to play the news theme song again.
Maybe I did. No, I don't have UK data because the US is the only thing that matters.
Okay, sure. Yeah, great.
Hey, international listeners. Mike talked about the UK a bunch.
Yeah.
You're represented.
Yeah.
Hey, Australia.
It's funny when they were trying to get the gin craze to end because it was like a lot. They started doing this campaign to make beer sound like it's what you should be drinking if you're like a reasonable, healthy person.
Tried to sell you on the health benefits of beer.
Yeah, or at least the beer's legit.
Yeah.
If you drink gin, you're a dickbag fuckface asshole.
Yeah.
So drink beer instead.
Since we mentioned health, can I tell you some of the health
Benefits of gin?
what the health thing says?
Yeah.
It has less sugar and fewer calories than some other liquors.
Okay.
So I wonder if that's why gays might prefer it more than others, is because we care about that.
I mean, that's why vodka soda is like gay water or whatever.
Yeah, for sure. Some online articles have championed the benefits of drinking gin because of the properties of juniper berries. But no evidence suggests juniper's antioxidants survive the fermentation process.
Yeah.
So when used as a control in a study on red wine, gin showed no special antioxidant properties.
Sure.
So if you're reading an article that says otherwise, it's probably something that was written by someone who has no idea what they were talking about and was paid $200 to write an article.
Yeah. But don't let whatever your grandma said get in the way of the truth. Right?
Yeah, for sure. And then compared to beer and wine, gin has a low number of polyphenols.
Polyphenols. Yeah.
Polyphenols, which are plant nutrients with antioxidant properties. So these are partly responsible for the health benefits of alcohol. Red wine has a lot of them. So rather than drinking gin and tonic, it suggests drink red wine.
Sure. Okay.
So
the gays agree. That was like,
yeah. Oh, for sure. We're definitely on board with that. Wine is our number one drink.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, okay. I looked all over the place today, or tried to, for queer themed cocktails, or gay themed cocktails, especially those that were made out of gin, and it was hard to find them. There were very, very few. Like everything else is like a go-to, but gin, it just wasn't in the mix. And I wonder if that's because even the internet knows that the gays don't like gin. So this was starting to make me think that the bias that gin is for straight people might be accurate, because looking for like rainbow themed, pride themed, queer themed cocktails, like almost none of them had gin in them.
Interesting.
But I did find one exception. So I found this article on spoonuniversity.com.
Sure.
8 cocktail recipes for each color of the pride flag. And so you could have look at those cocktails. Look how rainbowy they are.
Oh yeah, they make a rainbow. That's adorable.
Isn't that adorable?
Sounds like a lot of work.
So pink is sexuality, and the recipe is a strawberry cream, which that's a vodka drink. I'll come back to red. Orange is a passion fruit Mai Tai, which Mai Tai is primarily a rum drink. Yellow is a spicy pineapple margarita, and a margarita is primarily a tequila drink. Matcha martini for nature, that's green, is a has matcha and milk in it, but it's a vodka drink or absinthe or both. I'm gonna let's see. Turquoise is a blue Hawaiian, so then that is rum-based drink, like a lot of tropical drinks are rum. I'll come back to blue. Purple is sangria for spirit, and sangria is wine-based. So, but interestingly enough, at least this article included 2 gin drinks, and they said that the red drink is a summer Negroni. Have you ever had a Negroni? Mm-mm. You would absolutely detest it. You would fucking hate it. It is intentionally very bitter.
Oh, gross!
It's like it's very flavorful but some people say it tastes like earwax because it's just like super bitter. Ugh. And that's gin, Aperol, and sweet vermouth. But the other one is a blue gin fizz for harmony. That's the blue in the pride flag. No. And that's a gin drink. And so for the Patreon segment, I got the ingredients for a blue gin fizz, and you're going to make us blue gin fizzes on camera, and we're going to talk.
I'm going to have to make it?
You're going to make it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why me?
Because I believe in you, and that's way more fun than me just making you a cocktail.
Oh, see, I disagree. Okay, yes, I will put my drinking hands on and do my best.
But while we're on the topic of queer gin or queer gin cocktails, there's also a list on BottleRaiders.com of 6 LGBTQ plus owned gin brands. Okay, if you want to drink gin and support gay people at the same time, there's a few ways to do it. Yeah.
Should we have? I always get stuck on if this is good or bad.
What?
Having like gay themed drinks. Does this? I mean, like
it reinforces stereotypes, right? Like or do you mean us, you and I, gayish?
Oh no, I'm more thinking
we're
it's
a
like
net
the corporate
for the universe. I think.
I don't know if that's true. That's very optimistic of you, Mike. Thank you. It's just this corporatization of pride that, like, how much does it actually benefit LGBT people? And you're right. Does it promote our like drinking and feeling like you're actually supporting something through drinking and make you feel better about what could potentially be a dangerous habit? Like, I don't know.
I'm with you. I'm totally with you. You know, shopping for a house, I'm not proud of the fact that like pretty high up on my list, higher than I thought, is like the ability to walk to a gay bar. And so like that feels more about like community. And I know, but all of our community is built around getting fucking wasted.
Yeah.
Like that's not great.
No.
We need more gay churches, Kyle. No, we don't. See, that's the thing. I agree with you because there's also the potential of like, okay, so throw a rainbow flag on a bottle of Absolute. It's a multi-billion-dollar mega corporation. Is that good for us to go buy gay-ass rainbow vodka from them? Yeah. I don't know. I don't think that's what's happening with this list, but I'm with you. I think it's worth sort of considering. Yeah. Everybody needs to sort of like raise their awareness about where does their money go and what does it say about the universe and is that what they want to support or whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
Future Gin is the first one, and Future Gin is small and it is owned by women and queers. Oh, it's the creation of Amy Atwood, Mary Bartlett, Freya Estrella, and Natasha Case, and it is in it's California based, and they have a bunch of different flavors of booze, but Future Gin is one of their options, and every year they give 10% of their sales to social justice causes that they care about, and that includes a number of LGBTQ nonprofits.
Okay.
Number 2 is the Spirit of Stonewall Gin.
I wrote this one down. I came across this one.
It was founded in the UK in 2019. And with every bottle of Stonewall Gin that they sell, a pound is donated. That's British money, Kyle.
I don't know how much that could possibly equal to.
A pound is donated to promote equality and acceptance for the LGBTQ plus community in areas such as education, workplaces, and healthcare. And so far, this article was written in 2023. So far, Stonewall Spirits has raised over £6,000 for LGBTQ plus charities.
Nice.
The third is Still Austin. Based in Austin, Texas. It is a grain-to-glass distillery that primarily produces whiskey, but they do have one super cool rye-based gin deemed the Naturalist. So Chris Seals, co-founder and CEO, and the distillery's master blender, Nancy Fraley, are members of the queer community. And I thought this was really cute. Quote, "The single biggest reason I got into the whiskey business was to build a closer relationship with my dad.
Aww.
After I came out, he had a difficult time accepting that he has a gay son. Starting Still Austin Whiskey together has brought us closer than ever before. It's been great to feel the pride my dad feels in what we are building together and in his gay son. For anyone thinking of getting into the spirits industry, my advice is simple. Be thankful and proud of who you are. Let it shine. I'm so fortunate and happy to add to the vibrance and diversity of a wonderful whiskey community."
Oh my God, doing it to make your dad proud of you is the gayest thing I've ever heard.
Oh my God, especially like, yeah, okay, Dad, I'll drink that whiskey. just love me.
Look at me your love, please. Please be proud of me.
Number 4 is Republic Restoratives, which is owned and operated by women and LGBTQ plus members. Republic Restoratives is a distillery based in Washington, D.C., and they produce 2 gins. They have Assembly and Descent. Assembly Gin,
Descent.
yeah, it is has savory tasting notes from carefully sourced tomato leaves, red juniper, dried tomato, fresh basil, bay leaves, fennel, olive leaves, mandarin, and lemon zest. It basically sounds like pizza sauce in a bottle. And Descent Gin includes pepper, allspice, ginger, and hickory smoke to create a pastrami spiced profile that pays homage to New York City's famous Jewish deli, Russ and Daughters.
I don't know that I would want a gin that pays homage to a deli.
Well, and you don't want the gin at all. So
that's true. I'm not their target market. So
they also produce a vodka called Civic Pride. Anyway, so they also have donated some of their sales to the National Center for Transgender Equality. Number 5, Suncliff Gin, launched in Arizona in 2021 by a gay couple, Thomas Giddings and Ryan Lawrence, along with their friend Claire Byrne. Let's see. They donate 100% of their proceeds to Dig Deep's Navajo Water Project, which is aiming to provide water access to families in need in the Navajo Nation. Yeah. And then last is just a UK-based brand called Queer Spirits, and they have queer gin. It's owned by Ollie Powell and John Grunow. They're a married couple. They launched in December of 2022. And for every product Queer Spirits sells, a pound is donated to the Kaleidoscope Trust, which is a UK-based charity dedicated to advocating for the rights of LGBTQ plus individuals globally. So now Derek has to go and look up 6 different places where gin is made and put them on our social media so that you can support them.
Oh yeah, a gin guide, the Gayish Gin Guide, which will be delightfully copied directly from this article.
Right.
Nice. Should I?
Whatever you're going to say, the answer is yes.
Because if it was no, it'd be very mean. I'm going to do an Ask Reddit.
Okay.
And the question is gin a gay drink?
Okay, wait, hold on.
Okay.
Did you only look up the things that confirm your already strong bias against gin?
No.
Okay, great.
Those already existed, regardless of what I did.
Then you may proceed.
Okay. I tried to do a variety of opinions because I don't pull every single answer. I just pull. I don't want to be repetitive. I try to pull various answers.
Yeah, they're fine people on both sides, Kyle.
Yeah. Is gin a gay drink?
Yes.
Let me just get this out of the way. One person said no. Drinks don't have genders or sexual identities. Okay, come on. We know what we're talking about. Someone else said that's like asking if whiskey is straight. Of course it is.
Duh.
There's some duh. Someone else said, no, of course not. My native Scotland makes the most gins in the world. Who would dare come and call it a gay drink?
Oh, okay. That took a journey.
That took a little bit of a almost homophobic turn of like, how dare you call my Scotland gay?
I have two very tall friends from Scotland.
I know.
Yeah, and they drink gin. I wasn't aware how much gin is a thing in Scotland until like started hanging out with them. And like the grocery stores have like every fucking kind of gin you could ever possibly imagine all laid out all over the place. They're like big into gin.
I didn't realize that.
They're also very tall. Maybe it's the gin.
Maybe it's the gin.
Yeah.
Give you some growing junipers.
Love you, boys.
I don't. Gin is the most homosexual of all spirits. The floral and botanical effusions naturally promote gayness in all that consume it. Gin makes even the most heterosexual cocktail more homosexual. Even the most basic bubbly soda, gin and a twist of lime, will make most straights walk along the curvy road.
I will say, floral and botanical gets thrown out there a lot when talking about gin, and those are gay-ass words.
Yeah, for sure. Someone said, I mean, even through the lens of no homo masculinity, gin is definitely gender neutral. So at least one person thought it didn't have a gender.
Okay. That might be true, but I don't know.
I don't know. I'm okay. Someone else said it's a British drink, I guess. I don't really think of it as gendered the way wine and beer have become gendered. The way beer has been advertised to men and wine has been advertised to women is like kind of stupid and limiting though. So the answer is no. Yeah. How is gin marketed? I don't see gin marketing that much.
Yeah, that's true, huh?
I think of beer sponsoring sports
but I don't remember a lot of like liquor ads in general, right? Like maybe posters at the bar.
I remember Di Serono.
Or Captain Morgan's, like everybody putting their foot up on things.
Yeah.
And that felt like gender neutral, like they were trying to hit.
I thought that was trying to hit dudes.
Is that true?
I don't know.
Okay.
That's what
it's just a felt sense. I don't have any data.
Yeah, me either. Someone said, and this is opposed to something you said, gin and tonic is a cocktail, and generally cocktails are stereotyped as female drinks, which you talked about gin and tonic as being a dude drink.
Okay. Hot take.
Yeah.
A cocktail is for dudes if it has 2 or less ingredients.
Oh, good. I think you're right.
The instant you add a third ingredient, now it's a frou-frou drink and it's for chicks.
Yeah. Or if you put a lemon on it. I think if you put a lemon on it, it's gay.
Yeah. But you can throw like a wedge of lime or
you can put a lime in
it and it maintains its mask.
I think you put a lime in it and it's straight, but you put a lemon in it and it's gay.
It's that when you put lemon in your vodka.
Yeah, it then tastes better.
Okay, great.
Lime doesn't taste as good as lemon. I think you're onto something. Straight dudes. I disagree with this comment. I think straight dudes
because straight dudes are stupid. They can only do 2 ingredients at a time in probably equal measure.
I want gin. I want tonic.
Yeah.
That's it.
Vodka, soda, rum, and Coke.
7 and 7.
7 and 7. I haven't had a 7 and 7 in a long time, Kyle.
Let's go out after this and get
diabetes together. It'll be great. Okay.
Someone said gin doesn't seem to be very popular in the U.S., which I think contributes to the perception that it's more a women's spirit. And I agree that stereotype seems to exist.
It's a type of stereo.
It's a type of stereo. Someone said gin is for evil people, regardless of their sexuality or identity.
I do want to wear a big gaudy ring and hold my pinky out. And then like start a genocide or something, you know?
Well, we always have to hold you back from starting a genocide.
A genocide.
A genocide. Oh, it's a worse genocide because there's gin involved. And someone else said, no, just for people who enjoy floor cleaner with their tonic.
Yeah, you mentioned the floor cleaner thing. It's fine.
On a different Reddit thread that I didn't pick, someone said, if you drink it with juice, I assume you're laid back with your mind on your money and your money on your mind.
Absolutely.
So there you go.
I do think gin and juice is good.
I don't think I've ever had a gin and juice.
Really?
Yeah.
We can fix that.
We can fix that. And then I'll drink one drink and then give it to you to finish.
Sure.
because I won't want it.
Sure.
Okay, perfect.
I'm hopeful that this cocktail I'm going to make me is one that you will also enjoy.
Okay. Plus, I'll put my own hard sweat and tears, so I'll have to like it a little bit better than the average.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. Okay.
Okay.
What is do you have more?
No, that's it.
I came into this thinking of it as a straight stereotyped drink.
Yep.
And had at least one bartender confirm this to me.
Yep.
But I'm walking away not knowing.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, I think I agree. I feel sort of confused and on the fence in a way that I wasn't before. I thought straight dude drink
Gayish.
for sure. Welcome to my life. I think I'm stuck on this like new thing about like if it has more than 2 ingredients, then it's gay or feminine and therefore gay.
Yeah.
And I think that there are a lot of cocktails, fruity, floofy lady cocktails that have gin in it, and that mitigates the sort of like gin and tonic, a 2 ingredient drink, being dudish. So, what?
Maybe it's bisexual.
We have our first bisexual liquor.
I think so. It's Bisexual Awareness Week. It would be perfect.
Okay. We hereby declare
We declare,
gin is bisexual.
because it can go. I think it can go both ways.
And you definitely would never have gin and pie.
Obviously, you would never have both.
Yes, this is the truth.
Okay.
This is correct.
Okay. I think it's bisexual.
It's bisexual.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
Yeah. And also not preferred in the U.S.
No.
Oh. Sorry.
Or in studies.
Or in data. The U.S. data. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Did we do it?
Yeah, and until the Patreon segment where I'm going to make you a drink.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
Okay.
You're going to like it.
Okay.
Okay. Let's take a break
Let's take a break.
and get some booze in our face.
Nom, nom, nom.
This is the part where Mike and Kyle take a break.
Are we back?
We're back.
We're back.
Woo. We're going to do our gayest and straightest.
We're going to do our gayest and straightest, but first, hey Kyle.
Hey, Mike.
This drink is blue
It's very blue.
and super sweet.
And I don't want to reveal whether I like it or not.
Oh.
You'll have to listen to the Patreon segment to figure out if Mike succeeded in creating a gin drink that I actually enjoy.
You made it.
I made it, but you told me what to do. It was like your mind operating my hands.
Yep. Speaking of which, operate your hands and go to our website, which is gayishpodcast.com.
You can follow us on social media at Gayish Podcast or go to gayishpodcast.com/contact to figure out where our Facebook group and our Discord server are.
Our hotline where you can send us text messages or leave us voicemails, especially if it's your gayest and straightest, is 5855-GAYISH. That's 585-542-9474. Standard rates apply.
Our email is gayishpodcast@gmail.com.
Our physical mailing address is Post Office Box 19882, Seattle, Washington, 98109. Yeah, hey, do the 4 R's, everybody.
Yeah, do the 4 R's. If you like this episode, then recommend it to a friend, maybe a friend who thinks gin is gay or straight, or you can start a conversation with your friend group about what the stereotype of gin is.
And we would very much like to know what your favorite gin recipe is. So do the 5 R's. Rate, review, subscribe, recommend, and recipe.
Recipe, the verb. Recipe us. Yeah. It really helps us if you rate us. If you've been listening to us all this time and haven't rated us, I know you're out there because I've done that to podcasts too. And eventually they guilt me into it. And I'm trying to do that to you now. It helps us get visibility within the podcast apps if you rate us. So if you like us, please do that. It takes only a couple minutes.
Yeah, do it.
Do it.
Ready for a gayest and straightest?
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm happy to go first.
Okay.
I feel like you've gone first a lot lately.
Oh, okay. I've been topping you.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, that's not true.
We've never fucked up our own gayest and straightest, but
Oh my God.
what?
I wrote down 3 straightists
Oh,
and accidentally put gayest next to one of them, and it's not. Okay, so the straightest thing about me this week, we were in Jacksonville, Florida for a wedding this weekend, and
You and your boyfriend, not me.
Yeah, right. Yes, correct. And I bought straight porn from a vending machine.
What?
Yeah. They had a vending machine that like had these little like funny, fun adult theme pack things, like a first date kit and a like one of them was porn and chicken, and I bought a porn and chicken pack
From a vending... Wait, even weirder, you bought chicken from a vending machine?
Well, it was a rubber chicken.
Oh.
It was like a
okay.
Ziploc sealed bag thing that inside was porn and a little rubber chicken.
Okay. Why?
I don't know. I thought it was hilarious.
It is very funny, and I don't get it.
And then there was a video game where you would put your money in, and a punching bag would come down, and you would punch the bag, and whoever got the strongest punch would win. Like,
that's very straight.
Oh my God, the straightest straight bro thing ever. I suppose the gayest thing about me this week is that the first time I went up to punch it, I missed the bag. I barely brushed it, and it like gave me like a negative score.
Oh no, Mike!
Not a negative score, but it was like a 40 or something out of 1,000.
Yeah.
Then later, I actually punched it and got like 6 something, which
Good
was
for you.
not great, but better.
Better than missing.
And then the other thing that is not my gayest of the week, but that's what I wrote down in my notes, was pricing out automatic garage door openers.
Oh.
Maybe because I'm too prissy to get out and open it myself.
Oh, for sure. You gotta go automatic.
Yeah. All right. How about you?
My gayest is I have a friend, Carly, who gave me some pumpkin spice. And so I put pumpkin spice in my coffee this week, thanks to her. So having pumpkin spice coffee.
That's lovely. Like a syrup or like...
Yeah, like a syrup thing.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it was delicious. Thanks, Carly.
Excellent.
I think she listens to us at 2x speed. So thank you, Carly. There, I sounded normal. Our straightest, my straightest is having a woman's boobs pressed on me on the light rail.
Oh,
it was very packed, and I just the entire time just had some boobs on me.
Did you like them?
No.
Did you like? But you had to consider.
I did
them.
turn around and go a honk, and she loved it.
Oh, God.
It was a lot of fun for all of us. No, I just stood there and dealt with it, and she couldn't do anything. It wasn't her fault. It was just so full. She had to press up against me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
when's the last time I had boobs touching me?
Say, you're welcome, boobs.
Yeah, you should. You should be so lucky. Yeah, and we have a listener's gayest and straightest.
Yeah, we do.
Is from Victor from LA.
Hey, Mike and Kyle. My name is Victor, calling from LA with my gayest and straightest. For context, I'm a travel surgical tech, so I travel around the U.S. and work at different hospitals. So for my straightest is being at my current assignment for almost 2 months and not knowing that it was in the neighborhood. So I'm currently working down in San Diego, and my assignment is in Hillcrest. So my gayest is just immediately going to the gay bar on a Tuesday night when I found out and watching a drag show. But yeah, love the show, and yeah, thank you.
I mean, I think. Okay, so not knowing where the neighborhood is does feel straight.
Yeah, for sure.
But also, if you don't immediately see that it's the neighborhood when you're there, it might be the neighborhood's fault.
It needs to neighborhood harder.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't see rainbow flags everywhere and see boys kissing on the street.
And I kind of assume San Diego is just one big gay.
Yeah? Oh.
It's all the sailors.
All the sailors.
Thanks, Victor.
Thanks, Victor. And thanks to everyone for listening. Not thanks to Jen.
Thanks to Jen. I love it.
Yeah.
Get in my face more.
Sure. And thank you to our super gap bridgers. Thank you to Locomotives, Kaylee Adam, Kid Oliver, Kobe Gordon, Squoggle.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Pip, Andrew Bugby, William Bryant, John Carly, Yost Osel, Jonathan Montanus, Forrest Nail, Steve Douglas, Explosive Lasagna, Michael Covington, Just Jamie, Thomas B, Dusty Sands, A.U. Coleman, Chris Kachatorians, and Jerome York. Thank you for your support.
Thank you for your money. That's it. This has been Gayish. From the Chris Kachatorian Studios, I'm Mike Johnson.
I'm Kyle Getz. Until next week, be butch, be fabulous, be you. See ya.
We didn't even talk about gin blossoms, Kyle.
We didn't even talk about Blossom.
Joey was hot.